Hey, what's up, Street Talks? Just dropped off Cindy at the archive again, and just wanted to give you guys a life update. So, we've already been living here in Hanoi for about 7 months now, and it's pretty incredible. I think time's just been flying by, and I just wanted to share some life lessons I've learned living here in Hanoi. So, the first thing I learned is life is so simple, but we make it so complicated. Especially in particular when it comes to money. So for example, we're living in a pretty nice apartment right now, which is pretty, stepped in some shit. Pretty good location, and we're only paying like 380 US dollars a month. And obviously that's, that's not cheap by Vietnamese standards, but it's very affordable for us foreigner standards. And so it's not a big place, it's like a pretty modestly sized studio. And it just kind of makes me wonder, if you just have like basic accommodation, like basic apartment, just a non-pretentious studio for 2 people where, it's nice and clean and modern and whatnot, what else do you kind of really need? I know, at least living in the San Francisco Bay Area in Berkeley, like 90% of conversations I have with my friends, everyone's just always so stressed out about just paying rent. And what if we lived a life where we just weren't stressed out about just paying rent and just feeding yourself? And honestly, like, this sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I think if your dream is to become like some sort of bohemian artist where you're just creating art or doing what you want to do for the rest of your life without caring about what other people think, living here in Hanoi is freaking amazing, because once again we got really good Wi-Fi, and the food's good, and living costs are super cheap. Like, me and Cindy did some back of the envelope expenses, and if you want to live in Vietnam, like comfortable by Western standards, for 2 people it's about like $1,000 a month total. So I think for the individual, like if it was just me, it'd probably only be like 500 US a month. And if you have some money saved up, pretty good, that's something you could afford. And second thing is just how much I guess we appreciate friends and family, because everything I want in terms of like food, groceries, whatnot, you can pretty much buy it all here in Vietnam. The only thing obviously we don't have are friends and family. So missing friends and family is the only thing I really miss, and I think being here, I just appreciate them so much more. And I think the last thing I learned about living here in Vietnam is just, and this is just kind of like, I guess, a life philosophical thing too, is that the importance of just doing your creative work and just hustling and just drinking a lot of coffee, like you guys know I do, and just devoting your life to doing something that's greater than yourself. I think the purpose of my life is to do research, to write, to read, to think, to make these videos and stuff like that. But hopefully to spread love, positivity, and good vibes. And I don't want to, my biggest fear actually moving here to Vietnam was just becoming some sort of expat degenerate and just falling into moral decay. But fortunately I've been pretty productive working in this coffee shop and just focusing on my life task. So I guess the reason I'm making this video is, I would just encourage you too to think, not to stress too much about finances. One thing I learned about studying history, people will always be stressed out and worried about finances, and no matter how much money you have, even though you're rich, you'll never have enough. Second thing is, just be appreciative for your loved ones, your friends and family, especially if you're not living somewhere abroad and you're close to your friends and your kids and your family. Call them up, meet them up, have dinner with them, give them a big kiss and a big hug. And the last thing is just stay focused on your creative work. Even if you're hustling on that 9-to-5 grind, find time before work, during work, after work, during lunch breaks to do your creative work or whatever you're passionate about. So I'm just gonna order a coffee, do some more work. Thanks guys for watching. Peace out.